Grizzly over here. Your
Same.
boy. Yeah, we getting Grizzly. Getting great Grizzly over here. All right, let's see. One side, two side. All right, here we go. And the countdown in five, four, three, two, and one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Home Podcast. I'm your host, Famously Garnet, and joined by my co-host Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, well, the Gamecocks, they gave it their all Q, and you can't be mad about the season that they had, considering everything coming into the season, right? Losing Chloe Kitts to start the year out, not having Ashlyn Watkins, and have some other injuries throughout the year. Obviously, Adele Tack never got back to it this season. So ultimately, we're unable to close it out. But Q, we'll talk about how this game, how the season ended for South Carolina, and what went right, what went wrong the last few games. Honestly, we'll get into that. Gamecock baseball. I mean, look, they started out strong against Texas, but ultimately fall to the Longhorns in a rubber match. They ultimately fall to the Longhorns, which I mean, Q, this team. I'm telling you, if Monty Lee had more time with this team coming into this season, I think the Gamecocks would have more wins on this season so far. I truly do believe
100%.
that. I truly do
100%.
believe that.
100%.
Gamecock softball continues to struggle through the SEC slate, which it's a tough one, man. It really is. Gamecocks lose the series to the Tennessee Vols after tying the series up and then losing the rubber game as well. And then the Gamecock basketball portal queue has opened up, and good lord, things are moving quickly. So Q, we can get into that a bit as things go on, and some Gamecocks in the UFL, man. Some Gamecocks in the UFL. So Quandre White still doing his thing, and some other guys, getting their first time, their first shot in the UFL to make it back to the NFL, if you will. So, Q, let's go ahead. We'll get into Gamecock women's basketball, man. South Carolina. We're gonna start off with the good, man, against UConn. The Gamecocks had a great game plan in this game, a fantastic game plan. Did everything that they needed. Shut down Aziz Fudd. I mean, a fantastic ball player. Sarah Strong held her to her own, man. I mean, Sarah Strong did something, but not enough, and held the other UConn players just, made them helpless in this game. QS South Carolina goes on to upset. I mean, upset, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they beat the UConn Huskies 62-48 in a very physical match. That some think that some calls went the other way, some calls should have gone the other way. Q, I'm here to tell you, if we're just calling fouls for people falling down, which Sarah Strong happened to fall a few times, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So Q, how about that game plan for South Carolina and the way they overcame the matchup against UConn, that 62-48 win? Which I'll be honest, media, a lot of people to start this one off gave South Carolina no shot to even come close to winning this game.
I mean, everything boils down to this, and this is just me being 100% honest. If you play your game plan and you stick to your game plan, you're going to win with your game plan. UConn was not battle tested. There's no other way to put it. You like, what do you want me to say? UConn was not battle tested. They don't play a good schedule non-conference. This year they didn't. They didn't play a strong schedule non-conference. I'm gonna get to that here shortly too. They didn't. They don't ever play a strong conference. I don't even know why they even play the conference games. Honestly, they should just give it to them every year. And then now we're looking at a tournament where you can't afford to lose. And once again, I said this before. North Carolina could have beat them if North Carolina had the players. Um, who they play after North Carolina? They played Duke. Is that the Duke game? Yeah, it was Duke and
It
Duke
was Duke.
too.
Yeah.
So Duke once again. I mean, you had so many different things that happened, but when they came into the buzzsaw that was South Carolina, it showed. They got out to an early lead. South Carolina adjusted, and South Carolina beat the brakes off them. And it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Mm.
I knew we were about to win this game when Raven Johnson was guarding Sarah Strong and was bullying her. When that happened, which I think that was the reverse downfall to us when it came to UCLA, because
Right.
they are what I call film junkies. They paid
Mm.
attention to film They were there when film was something, and that's how you get to what happened with UCLA. But
Right.
UConn game, I was proud because those girls needed to see that and needed to get that win. Uh, as they call her, Agat McKeer is an elite freshman. I don't know how she wasn't ranked higher as a freshman. That's on once again when you're ranking. That shows how piss poor ranking is for college women, for women's high school going into college. I think it's piss poor. I think they need to do a better job. I genuinely believe this is embarrassing how I look at it because there's no way she shouldn't have been a top 3 player in the nation.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I mean, she was, just out sitting on top 5. I think she wanted to be in 6 in the recruiting rankings, respectfully. But McKeer, for one, here's what McKeer did this NCAA tournament run. Okay, I want people to remember this. For one, she surpassed Caitlin Clark as a freshman, period, in points in the NCAA tournament, and she is the highest bench player in NCAA basketball history to come off the bench and score during the NCAA tournament. So let those two things sit with you. And that's somebody that was weapon X for Dawn Staley in South Carolina. And this is just a flash. This is, just a flash in the pan, man. Like, this is going to be reality for McKeer's game moving forward. And I think people need to truly understand that.
Once she gets in the weight room and she gets better, it's just going to keep going up from here.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, they played that small ball lineup against UConn was UConn's downfall. They couldn't do nothing with that small ball lineup. And so, but after that, the girls did exactly what they needed to do. I want to address Gino Auriemma real quick. I do want to address him. First off, Gino, this ain't your first time doing this. You did it at the Pat Summit. Everyone knows the history between you and Pat Summit.
You did.
Everyone knows the history between you and Molly McGraw from Notre Dame as well. You have a habit of women that beat you, you have a struggle with. And it shows. But your aggression towards Dawn was a whole different level. I'm tired of people trying to flip this and say that Dawn embarrassed herself when really Gino embarrassed himself. Dawn reacted to someone that approached her, that came at her, that did something to her. Even if Dawn would have swung, Dawn would have been justified for doing that because the man got in her face.
Yeah, he did.
After she extended her hand out there. But no one wants to talk about how a male was aggressive towards a female. No one wants to talk about that part.
They don't. And Q, I'm gonna play this back real quick because it needs to be played. And just listen to the things that are being said by Gino in this clip. Okay, I just want people to truly remember what was said, because here's the thing, Q. I mean, we look at it, we're like, okay, Gino's been doing this thing for a long time, respectfully, and he has, right? But at the same time, as you just said, that as time goes on and he gets dominated by certain coaches, whether it be Dawn Staley, back in the day, Pat Summit, things of that nature, he loses it. And every single time. But this was just so bad that I don't think, Hugh, that people truly understood how bad it was and the scale that it is. Because here's the thing: he's done damage that I'm going to tell you're not going to be able to come back from that. And I'm not just saying this because this is.
If I'm a parent, there's no
national issue.
There's no way as a parent. If there's no way as a parent, if he feels he has the audacity and he doubled down in his presser, doubled down on this, on lies on that. Like it wasn't like there was something that could be interpreted wrong. Everyone saw, no matter how you want to put this, everyone saw the clip of Dawn seeing him before the game. Everyone saw the clip of Sarah Strong ripping her own jersey. No one helped Sarah rip her jersey. No one did anything. Sarah said it herself, I ripped my jersey. I was wrong. I ripped it.
Yeah.
You still sat there and you lied, which is cool. That's fine. But how everyone wants to see here, the bro, Jason Whitlock, like, stop talking, bro. You are the most dumbest opportunist I've ever seen in my life. You got fired from Fox for a reason. You literally don't have a platform you can stand on. You literally, all you do is attack people until something sticks. You went after Dawn because you felt like Dawn embarrassed herself. Dawn didn't embarrass herself in that situation.
No,
Dawn stood up for
she
herself.
didn't. And the only reason why people knew about how Dawn said what she said is because a clip got leaked out because somebody right behind the bench. But like if you listen to this clip right with Gino, and I
saw you speaking to the refs about it. What message did you try to convey?
Right. There were 6 fouls called that quarter, all of them against us. And they've been beating the shit out of our guys down there the entire game. And I'm not making excuses because we haven't been able to make a shot. But this is ridiculous. Their coach rants and raves on the sideline and calls the referee some names you don't want to hear. And now we get 6-0, and I got a kid with a ripped jersey, and they go, I didn't see it. Come on, man. This is for the national championship.
And the fact of the matter, you know why they didn't see it? Because it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And then the film that they show, oh, yeah, Sarah Strong goes and rips it on herself. And Sarah Strong says in the presser, I ripped my own jersey. It was asked. One of our reporters, I believe, asked about it. And indicates, oh, yeah, I did it. The problem I have is that Gino doubles down that this even happened, that it took place. That's my issue. And you have national talk guys like Shannon Sharp, for example. He's got a decent show right out there. And he had T.O. and all of them on. And they're like, look, you can't come back from this, essentially. You've destroyed. I'm not saying you completely destroyed it, but you damn near come close. You put a huge stain on your reputation, on what you've done. It's a huge historical value that you've lost credit with a lot of people, man.
I agree. You're not going to hear no disagreement out of me because what he did was embarrassing. In my personal opinion, it's embarrassing what you did. You're embarrassing the game. And if I'm a recruit, I promise you right now, I have a niece. And if my niece was of age today, after what we saw, I talked to my brother about it. My brother said the same, man, she ain't going to play for Gino. You have no respect for women. If you feel that strongly, you can go up and aggressively go towards a woman like that without any reasoning, rhyme or reason behind it. You don't have no respect for women. But you know what I do hope happens? This goes to the non-conference part. Gino, I do hope after this is said and done, Don legit cancels that series with you. And I hope other coaches do as well. I hope you end up with the soft schedule you usually have, along with the soft conference schedule. And then when you get to that NCAA tournament, you're going to find out what real ball looks like. So that's my hope. That's my hope. I hope Don does it. I am rooting for Don to literally cancel the series with that man.
And another thing too, Gino's lied then, because he said he had this great relationship with Dawn Staley and the South Carolina staff. And all of a sudden, oh no, I don't have this kind of a relationship. People have said this is his Woody Hayes moment and everything, and maybe it is, but if that's truly what this is, then Gino, you need to take a step back, reflect on what just happened, because this isn't going away. This isn't just going to magically disappear. It's not going to. I know UConn wants it to, and I know the PR for them want it to, especially with his piss poor apology that goes, here's your apology here. There's no excuse for how I handled the end of the game versus South Carolina. It's unlike what I do and what our standard is here at Connecticut. I want to apologize to the staff and the team at South Carolina. It was uncalled for, and how I reacted. The story should be how well South Carolina played. I don't want my actions to detract from that. I've had a great relationship with their staff, and I sincerely want to apologize to them.
Why are you apologizing to the staff? You should have apologized to Don. There's nothing to do with the staff. It has everything to do with Don. You only did that because he didn't write that. I don't care what nobody says. He didn't write that. He didn't write it.
And you're not the only one that believes that. There are national correspondents that also believe the same thing.
No, he didn't write that. He didn't write that. Y'all can sit here. Some of y'all gonna sit here and give him a pass and say, well, he apologized. I saw a Clemson fan say that I'm glad he apologized. Like, bro, shut up. You don't even know what it looks like to go to the Final Four, like in no sport. No. Like you're not there. Like, bro, leave that where it is. What Gino did was inappropriate, inexcusable. I'm not trying to hear it. There's no other way to put it. He didn't write that apology. We know he didn't write that apology, but it's cool because Gino, you just gave people fuel on that recruiting trail. You literally just gave everybody fuel on that recruiting trail. Because I know
did.
that'd be the first thing I say. I'd be like, do you really want to play for a coach that has no respect for women? And your former players can sit there and vouch for you, but everyone saw on live TV that you don't. When you lose, you don't have any respect for a woman.
The former players, they want to say it, but they won't. And if you watch the staff reactions during what happened and after what happened, you could tell. It's like, oh my God, I cannot believe this just took place. You know, UConn had multiple staffers, and I cannot remember the assistant coach's name off the top of my head, but she had her head buried in her hands.
I felt so bad for her.
It was so bad.
Because you could see she had to apologize on his behalf, all that stuff after the game. I felt terrible for her.
Yes. I mean, I would be surprised to see her next flight out, honestly. You know, the next job that opens. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I really wouldn't.
She deserves it. She deserves it because she tried to play control as quick as she could.
She did. But as far as South Carolina goes, like, they had a great game plan in this game, and they executed to perfection. I mean, Tania Latson was your all-scorer. She led in rebounds, too, if I'm not mistaken. So that smaller lineup, that double-double. And that just had a great game plan. You know, for Gamecock fans that were there, I mean, it was tremendous. You could hear them. The stars were out there, man. Jersey Robinson, future Gamecock, was out there celebrating with Debo Samuel, out there in the crowd celebrating when the Gamecocks were getting hot, right? That was fun to watch.
Always fun to watch.
You know, it was a great game. And, you know, it's just the next game, as Q were about to talk, it just wasn't, you know, unfortunately. And, you know, Q, as you and I and many others, we were watching this Texas UCLA game go down. It's like, I don't want to play UCLA, man. I want to get that other match. I want to match up with Texas again. And honestly, for a moment, it looked like we were potentially going to get that matchup again. If Booker, who it was just cold as ice, didn't try to play hero ball.
That was rough.
That was awful. That was awful.
Rough. Because we would have had Texas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'd have been super thankful if we could have had the Texas game.
Yeah, no, same. And it's just, unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way, man. You know, you have to play UCLA, which, give UCLA credit, man. That's a team that was just maybe a team of destiny this time around. They had it built up. They have a lot of great stories around their team, as does South Carolina, right? But you got so many things going on with them.
And I was a fan of theirs. I thought they did a really good job.
Great. Yeah.
I think UCLA was really good. Like, that was good to see them, you know, get to that, man. I was proud. I was happy for them.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm honest with you, I was happy for them.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Betts sisters on the team together. I mean, that's a great storyline, you know, and the coach is fantastic. I
love the coach. Love the coach. And she even said it after a game, like, Don set the way for people like me to get to this point. But why was it that Don, but once again, it goes back to my question before. Why didn't this coach have an issue with Don? If this is how you want to portray Don, the other coach didn't have not an issue with her. Had nothing but good things to say. Why does every coach that walk in there and plays Don have nothing but good things to say?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, Gino, you're the problem, and you know you're the problem.
I agree, and I think, you know, UCLA, they're not a team to normally get back. You know what I mean? Like, they had this great moment. I don't foresee them being back there for quite a while. I mean, I could be wrong. They could actually tear it up in the transfer portal, but as far as what they're losing, that's a lot to replace. I mean, Lauren Betts is probably the best player in the country, and I don't care what people say about Sarah Strong and everything else. I think Lauren Betts is fantastic, and it's a lot to take away from them. They had a solid lineup. They have a lot of height. You know, that's where it got you this time around, man. When this matchup is the length of this team. I mean, it was a deep team for one, but you had some absolute shooters on this team.
You also had it was what I tell people all the time. That's what you call a senior-led team.
Mm-hmm.
All stars were seniors. It was a good team. Like, they were fundamentally where they needed to be.
6 seniors, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 6 seniors on this team.
So they're going to be. They did what they need to do. That's what I would expect from a senior-led team. That's how you look at a senior-led team. So we're going to be all right. We're gonna be perfectly fine. They had a fantastic season. Shout out to Don. Shout out to the girls. Once again, a fantastic season. Adversity faced. That was beautiful to see, man. That was beautiful to see. I don't care what that score said. It was good to see the fight at the end. It was good to see all those things. You guys have another year. Get prepared. Let's get to going. Let's rumble.
Yeah, you got to think at some point Dawn already knew back in the third quarter, like, hey, this is where we're at. So this is when Alicia Turnaby's was unleashed to get more playing time, to get more time under her belt. Guy McKeer was in it longer, and, it was around the 6-minute mark when, they took Tanaya Latson and Raven out and Medina out and all that. And, I mean, here's the thing, Q. I mean, when it comes to this next season, South Carolina, you're returning a lot. The only players you're truly losing at this point, I mean, it could change, right? But Tanaya Latson and Raven Johnson and potentially Medina, if she doesn't, get that other year of eligibility. I mean,
and the one that transferred from Arkansas, she's
and Dewada, yeah, Miriam Dewada. So you lose her, but I mean, Q, you bring back
at the most you lose 4. At the most you lose 4. You bring back
max,
9.
yeah.
You bring back 9. That says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you bring back 9, and that's including Chloe Kitts and Ashley Watkins.
Yeah.
I will tell you this right now. Ashley Watkins' athleticism alone would have made a difference, a big difference in a lot of situations. Because her rebounding is it's like Dennis Rodman, bro. She's just everywhere getting the rebounds.
Yeah.
And Chloe coming back makes a huge difference to me.
Yeah, I mean, Medina, as big as she is, she doesn't have that kind of vertical like Ashlyn Watkins does. I mean, she'll get up there and you try to lobby it into her, it's just not going to work, man, when you got Ashlyn Watkins playing on the, playing right there. So, I mean, you've got some great pieces returning. You're going to have some good pieces in the portal to look at, and you've got some good ones already out there that I'm sure South Carolina is already eyeing, especially the point guard out of Virginia. After that whole thing, Q, I got to tell you, like, to reach that far in the tournament and for that to happen, something's up there, man. Yeah. Something's up there.
We're going to be all right.
Yeah, I do agree. And that's, and people are already like, oh, Virginia's going to target Dawn. I'm like, you got a $25 million buyout for one. You're not going to touch that. And number two, you don't just fire coaches for making the NCAA tournament going as far as they did.
Nah, there's smoke behind that. There's a lot of smoke.
Something.
But that point guard that entered that portal,
I
can see Don reaching out.
Yeah. Yeah, I could too. I could as well. I definitely could see that. So, I mean, Gamecocks had a great season. Nothing to hang your hats on. I mean, just nothing to, drop your heads on. I mean, it was a fantastic season by the Gamecocks. You fall short, then, the national championship. You shot about the same what you did. Yeah, yep. You shot about what you did last year against UConn. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
These things.
It happens. It takes place. It happens.
Just bounce back, man.
Yeah, that's it. That'd be all right. Get a portal guard. Get you another big out the portal. Shout out to Sin. I like either the point guard from Virginia or the point guard from Florida. Get one of those two ladies. Get the post girl 6'6" from Penn State. Get her in there. And then we go. We go to work. We go to work. We go to work with what you have left. You go to work.
I go to work. Yeah, I definitely like that. Q, let's go ahead. We'll move on to baseball. It's a sore subject, of course. People don't want to talk about it too much. Obviously, it's easier to talk about now that Paul's gone. But the thing about it, South Carolina, they're not winning games in the SEC slate. I get it; it's not fun, but
boy, they fighting. Boy, are they fighting!
It's a hell of a lot more competitive. So when you're taking on the number 2 team, you win the first game 9-1. You lose the second game 5-3. You lose the last game 4-1. Okay, here's the thing: you're out there battling your rear ends off. You just went against the number 2 team in the country. A couple hits away, you had some runners in scoring position. If you could just bring those home, and I think if
you're not gonna play a tougher team than you just played.
No.
No more on the rest of your schedule. You're not playing a tougher team. So it's just up to you guys how you make the run. everything's up to how you make the run at this point. Pitching was a little off. There were some things given up, but that's a complete team that you played. So that's going to happen. But I mean, once again, it goes back to, man, we had Arkansas on the ropes. We could have took that series easily. Man, you had Georgia on the ropes. You could have had a game in there that you should have won. I mean, there's just things there. But once again, this is a team that was not used to winning. Paul Mainieri, once again, destroyed a team that just, I mean, it's just what he did. He just, because he's an idiot.
No, it's hard to come. Hey, it's hard to come back mentally in baseball. You know, I've been told that many times through many, from different guys on this team, past teams, and I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, it's unfortunate, but this is just where we're at. You know, it's unfortunate, but this is just where we're at. I mean, I do want to shout out to the bullpen for overall. The bullpen this weekend was fantastic.
Agreed.
Fantastic. However, when you have Texas coming in and they only let you get 2 hits in one game on a Sunday, it's kind of hard to win games that way, Q.
It's rough. It's rough. It's rough, but we're going to see.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's going to be, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it.
We got some games left, Q.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out.
Yep. As John disagrees, or John agrees. Yeah. Thanks for nothing, Paul. Yeah.
That's without question, my boy.
Yeah. It hurts even more when you see former Gamecocks on winning teams. UCF, for example, Caden Gaskins, Roman Kimball. You know, the UCF Golden Knights or the UCF Knights, I mean, they are number 12th in the country right now.
That's it.
In college baseball.
Yeah.
You know.
They and we have another thing. We just gotta keep playing ball.
Yep, that's a fact. And IQ, we're going to take it over to the basketball world and college basketball, the men's side. And I mean, we already talked a little bit about the women's, but the men's side of things now. The portal is officially open, and Q, it is getting crazy out there right now, my friend. It is getting crazy out there. A lot of people are moving around. A lot of names are moving around. A lot of coaches are moving around. A lot of shifting. You know, North Carolina just made their hire. You know, so they made their hire out there, which I gotta say, that's an interesting one. I'm not saying it can't work.
It could have been worse, in my opinion. It could have been worse. So
it could have been way worse.
I like Malone. I think he's a good. I think he's a good coach, and I think his style of play is going to be intriguing to see as North Carolina goes forward. But as far as basketball is concerned, that's the last transfer. I've been told the last person that is leaving the team just left in Christ.
Yep.
And so now you're left with Hayden, Grant Polk, Abu, and Cam Scott, or your 4 that are returning. You're looking at getting 10 players out of the portal. I think Eli Spartman still is going to have his scholarship. So you're looking at getting 10 players out of the portal. That's a lot of players to get out the portal, but it's necessary. Let me say that again. There's a lot of players to get out the portal, but it's necessary. You got to go get some starters. There's a couple guys that I'm intrigued about. I'm looking at Knox right now. That's from Arkansas. I want to say that's an intriguing person that I really am looking at. And then I'm going to start taking an eye out and start looking at specific positions. But I think Knox is going to be the first one I want to see what happens with him, being the brother of a Knox that was just on our team who had a pretty good year. He just didn't have the pieces around him, but pretty good year.
Pretty good year he did. I got a name to watch out for that's interesting, but it's the guard from Tulane, Rowan Brumball. They're 6'4" junior, averaging 19 points a game, 14.9 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game. Earned all AAC second team honors. That's a kid to watch out for the portal for South Carolina, particularly him. And as the week goes on, Q, there's going to be more names. So I think we'll have more to talk about on Thursday.
For sure, because the portal opens tomorrow. The portal opens at midnight. So once it opens, then we'll have way more. We'll have way more. And I think I am fairly confident he's going to make a hire, at least one of the two hires, by the end of the week.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking better there. I have confidence in Lamont. The budget he's supposed to have that I've heard up there with 17, 18 mil. And that's what I've been hearing. Because you've got to compete. There's even, and people keep saying, nah, there's no way we're going that high. People, there was an article put out by Pete. He literally talked about $12 million not even being enough. You're going to have to, if you want to be in the talks about it, you're going to have to put some money out there. Kentucky's 20 mil was just a standard now. They're going to pay more next year. They're going to put more money into it. Everyone's going to put more money into the situation. I think if you give him the right amount of money, he's going to be able to put the pieces together.
Well, Joe Tipton the other day posted something. He talked to one of the Big Ten coaches, didn't name him, of course, but he said,
it was Joe, my bad, not Pete Lane. That Pete's the Lane.
Yeah.
Joe's the one. It was Joe.
Yeah. If you're under 12 million NIL, you're in trouble. Like, that's crazy, dude.
It's 12 and under, bro. You're not going to do. You're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Well, no, especially with some of these guys are commanding $5 to $6 million alone. I don't think people understand that. That is about of all of South Carolina's NIL from the last year. So that some of these players are asking for in basketball.
Like I said, either you're going to be serious and compete with it, or you're not. You got to make a decision. I think Nike will help as well in July. That's going to help a lot, and I can't wait to talk more about that after everything gets unveiled in July 1. I will come on here because FG knows I've been talking about how we're going to go to Nike for years. I have told people for years we're going to Nike. Me and FG have had this conversation for years. And there's a reason being because I have been hearing that for years, like way before where we're at today. Like, this was 4 years. There's Nike coming played a role in the renovations. It plays a role in a lot of things that are going on right now. But for years, I have been telling folks this is coming. And so I can't wait to talk more about it. When we get to that point in July, that's going to be that alone might be its own episode of how we talk about how we got to this point, because it is fascinating how we got here and how we almost didn't get here, how we almost didn't make it to this point. There's so many things I cannot wait to talk about when we get to that.
Honestly, I would love to bring former athletes on so they can badmouth Under Armour and all the terrible equipment that they've given us over the years. And I'm talking about, it felt like I was wearing something off a Dick's Sporting Goods shelf. That's the things that I've heard from our former athletes, which, by the way, many have had NFL careers that have said things like that, the same sentiment. So I don't, when I hear those things, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, man. And I did some pretty heavy dives, man, a couple years ago on, non-contact injuries in Under Armour compared to Nike and Adidas, and some of the findings were pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So it's things like that. It's like, man, just makes you shake your head sometimes. It makes you shake your head sometimes, especially when you hear these things coming from players. And it's like, I felt like I was getting something, watered down essentially than what this guy was getting. I feel like everybody should be playing on the same playing field, and they need to be getting the same equipment. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Agreed.
If Lenore Sellers out here, making all these plays, then guess what? You guys like Jalen Kilgore or whoever else out there, I mean, they should be getting the same equipment and being able to make the same kind of plays, right? On a different, obviously, and it blows my mind when I was told that it felt like other players were getting better equipment. I'm like, well, what are we doing? Like, what's going on here? I'm not saying this happened during this regime. I'm just saying in general, like, these conversations have conversations have happened.
Over the years, I get you saying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm going about the fundamentals, and like I said, guys, I got some stuff for you. So when we get to that point, the unveiling, all that other stuff, let that go by, and I promise you, I got it. I got you.
Yeah, and then Q, next week I will be at the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame again, covering that commencement. I love going out there and having that opportunity, being invited out there to cover that. It's been a very great blessing. I appreciate Michael Foster for letting me do that, the head guy over there with the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame, for giving me this opportunity. And I can't wait to get out there again to meet some new people. I mean, last year I met Jonathan Abraham, and it's as a child, like that was one of my childhood players, man, watching him play.
Yeah.
And now I'm not saying we're best friends or anything, but we talk to each other all the time. Like me and John Abraham, like he's awesome. And I truly hope he's out there again so we can reminisce and I can celebrate him for winning that inaugural Herschel Walker Award and everything. I mean, he's just a fantastic guy. And it's just awesome to see these, former players together, like what we just saw, last week, right, with all the legends in town. We need to see more of that across Gamecock athletics. I'm not just talking about it football, but all across Gamecock athletics. We need to see the love poured in every single sport. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the University of South Carolina, you can contact me. You know how to get a hold of me. You've gotten a hold of me before. Let's have that conversation. If we're going to have alumni weekends and all this other stuff, let's market the hell out of it like we market the hell out of these Yeti cups with unrefillable cups that you guys do. The overpriced $85, $90 Yeti cups that I see marketed for all over the place. But it comes to something for Gamecock alumni, for Gamecock football, baseball, basketball, you name it, I don't hear a damn peep about it. Until it's like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, this is happening during the game.
Yeah, it needs to be better across the board in all
Call
sports and all aspects.
Call me. Call me. I could do a better job marketing. I promise you. I have a long history of it with my job that I do now and things I've done in the past. Just call me.
Yeah,
I promise you.
Do better marketing.
We miss the bill there all the time.
Yeah,
we miss the bill there all the time. I
had
no
I will
problem.
be bringing on, and I definitely bringing on this off season. I'm going to bring Trey Kelly on, talk a little bit about that, as well as some improvements that we need to see with how the landscape is. Because me and Trey talk pretty often, so I definitely want to bring Trey on and let's talk some ball with basketball. Since everybody has so many questions about NIL, so many questions about why there's a struggle with South Carolina sports and all that. Well, let's get somebody that played the ball. Let's get somebody that bounced the ball for him. Let's get somebody that was in the trenches that has had success at the school, that knows what it looks like. Let's get them on here. Let's talk about it. So that's something we're going to look at as well. So you got a lot of things you're looking forward to, guys. You do. So just stay patient. We got something for you this summer.
Yeah, we got a lot of Gamecocks in the past kind of thing we're going to be doing. Parker White will probably get up here soon again. We're going to talk more life after football with him. Kai Kroger, we've already talked about. We're going to get him back on after the NFL season, how that's gone. I'm trying to get him on before OTA start, which is in May, if I'm not mistaken. So we have a little time to get him on before that hits. So get Kai Kroger on after his first year in the NFL. It's going to be great to get him on the show. Still, we're going to get Jalen in before the NFL draft. Definitely want to get that done. But a lot of good things going on too, man. Q. We got a lot of great things in the works. A lot of good guests. That they're on the radar. It's just getting these days filled, and easier said than done, my friend. Easier said than done.
I agree.
But that's nothing we can't handle, Q. That's nothing we can't handle. We've had many people on the show before. I mean, John Abraham. He's already said he's going to come on the show. It's just getting him on. Finding a good time for him.
Trying to get Troy Williamson up. Hit him back up, see we can get him on, and let's talk what he thinks he sees and all that of what he thinks this season could look like. We got some things brewing for you guys. Got some things brewing.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. A lot of good things. Q, before we end the show, Q, I want to talk about the UFL real quick. Some of the guys, Gamecocks suited out in the UFL. The Columbus Aviators had their inaugural season to start out, and quite a few Gamecocks are on this team, man, including Zaquandre White. I believe he's with them now. And then, of course, you got Odie Fortune, Cam Smith. I mean, you've got all these guys that played at South Carolina that are all suited up for it, man. And Zaquandre White still doing Zaquandre White things, man, out there impressing the social world, media world, jumping, hurdling people on the way for touchdowns. And, I mean, Q, that's somebody I wish he would just get a shot in the league, man. I think that's an RB2 that deserves a shot somewhere. I really do.
I agree.
I think it is. I think he is. And I'm not just saying that to be a biased Gamecock fan by any means. It's his game, the way he plays it, is different than a lot of running backs out there.
I agree. He should have been in the league. Cam Smith should have still been in the league. I think the lack of development over in Miami really hurt him in the long. I just think Cam Smith is a DB fit for the NFL, whether it's nickel or outside corner, it doesn't matter. He has a skill set to do what he needs to do. So I mean, there's just so many different things, but that goes back to it. It's all about, placement too. Like, you can get drafted as high as you want to, but if you're not in the right spot, in the right place, it can hurt your development big time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Hugh, there's a guy that we all love to death, but it's going to be contract year here soon. That's Xavier Legette, man. He needs to put it together this offseason. We've talked about this, and
I hope he's been working with Ocho. I hope he's been working with Ocho Cinco.
He's been getting some offseason work. He's been working with Ted McMillan out there in Arizona right now. I've been seeing that. So I've been seeing that going on. But he needs to seriously do some serious off-season work, and it's not even just catching the ball and making these plays. It's to block better, to be more, to make better, have better football IQ on the field, man. It's something that I'm surprised that happened this past season, the way things went. I truly thought we'd get better out of Xavier, and then things can happen, but also things can happen to where you can pull your game out your ass, and next thing you know, you're playing ball the way you need to, and you're staying in the NFL for another 10 years.
It happens. Yeah. I'm hoping he does it, but it's up to him, man.
Yeah. He's it's going to come through him, man. If it happens, it's going to come through him. It's quite simple.
Agreed.
Well, Q, you have anything else before we wrap it up, my guy?
That's it, man.
Very good. Well, guys, appreciate y'all tuning to the Welcome On Podcast live on Facebook, YouTube, X, all those good places where you can catch the show live. Appreciate y'all listening and checking out the replays, the Welcome On Podcast, the official voice of South Carolina on the Bleed Network on Apple and Spotify. Guys, we will see you next time.